just have it for ourselves. That's not particularly a problem. And then FPX themselves have to go for this Alistair, get Jway a lot of playmaking capability, and you know, this is now a secondary.
Going to take a different path. Might try to create something here.
Yeah, and again, right, we talked about the fact that we're looking at mid lane in particular for FPX to be a bit of a carry force. I think for BLG, that's the same case.
Oh, great patience. On already committed. Jway gets the flash pulverized to put on in his place, and that's first blood going over to Jachi.
Yeah, and just not tracking where the enemy jungle, so ends up falling there. Really good little patience play by IYY, and now mid lane Care probably going to get flash forced here if that pillar looks good.
Shadow looks for the pillar, doesn't want to commit the flash quite yet, but now he flashes right on top of Care. The Talia still has his own flash, but just trying to be patient with it, flashing away from what map. As On and Shadow are going to try and punish Sheer. He still has a flash of his own, but he already used the equalizer to kill the wave. On commits the flash, looks for the stun. Decent damage from Elk, but the TP with Jway will at least provide some assistance here, but he doesn't have a flash of his own, so he might have just teleported into his death, depending on how much damage the rest of BLG can get in reliably. And yeah, that just looked like a freebie going over to BLG.
Yeah, Jway with the highs, Jway with the lows, unfortunately there. That teleport, I think if it was a 2v, make it 3, and now they want Sheer as well.
And you know what? Because Jway doesn't wait for the TP, this just ends up being a guaranteed dive play for BLG. Yeah, On goes down, but Sheer's going to miss out on a big wave.
As it looks like FPX looking to contest. Remember, no flash on their mid laner, and Knight still with that scoop and flash available.
Yeah, the reprimands of that. Hang on. Might have sent it a little too early. Bin follows up with the call of the Forge God. Great chain of corruptions. They kill off Jway. Looking at IYY next, who is caught in the thick of it. Sheer is looking for a great flank with the equalizer, but the rest of BLG are able to scatter. Care cannot get in range. He still doesn't have a flash, so he cannot get far enough to close the distance. Seismic shove barely misses, and BLG just walk out with all 5 members alive.
Yeah, in this early game, probably wanted to use that 1 to 2 item power spike to really turn online, and unfortunately, just hasn't been the case. On here with a whiffed engage, being completely honest, did not hit targets at all, but between a 3-man cataclysm, double knock-up after the fact, FPX still aren't able to turn this fight, and look at that equalizer as well, not over the crucial targets. Always, Sheer, I want you to be looking for Elk and Knight in these equalizer situations, as we now see the ramifications of some of those previous ganks into the mid lane. Been a part of everything that BLG have done so far this game, and with the Rel has a very real opportunity versus triple immobile carries to be a massive threat.
Oh, look at this combo. The pillar guaranteeing the call of the Forge God connects and just getting melted. My goodness, BLG top.
Hey, Sheer, buddy.
I'm not one to...
07.
Yeah. He still has flash. He's got an equalizer. He's going to use it just to kill the wave, because might as well get some CS and gold for yourself before you eventually get wiped off the face of the rift here. And the rest of BLG continuing the snowball.
As well, right? Like, what was happening in the meantime? We've just lost 4 people top lane. Well, because Care got chunked out and because Jachi got chunked out, 5k gold ahead.
Yep. They've done an exceptional job of playing to their strengths on some of the pieces that can make plays early on, as On and Jway are tangoing, fighting around this river brush. Double TPs coming in. Great crash down, intercepting Sheer on the way in, and just as soon as he TP'd in, he just as soon got executed.
The Herald, they're going to look to open up tier 1 turret mid lane with 5 members strong, and the potential use of the Herald as well. They should be able to do this very easily, very quickly, but a final engage from Jway.
I mean, Jway gets dropped pretty darn low. They take out On of the pitcher, but the call of the Forge God from Bin is great to set up another knockup onto Jway. And look at that shuffle from Knight, scooping up IYY over the other side of the wall. Curtain call from Jachi will try to look for any straggler kills and revenge kills. Last curtain call bullet not going to be enough to take out Shadow, though, and FPX
out a massive wave. So every single time that the Rel's gone down this game, it's been for the benefit of the rest of the squad, and everybody else, 0 death, 0 death, 0 death, 0.
To come in for Bin as well. So BLG are well ahead of the curve here, and FPX are just scrambling to find any scrap of gold that they can get.
Q and go, guys. Why did we make Baron spawn at 25 minutes? Like we're going to be sat twiddling our thumbs for so long, but IYY maybe caught pillar hits.
Oh boy, I think that pillar caught him as he was trying to EQ out. He goes down easily. Jway trying to set up a re-engage as Sheer flashing forward alongside Jachi. They find a big shutdown onto Elk. Maybe it could be more, but they dropped Jway in the end. And now here comes the rest of the BLG carries ready to just pick up the pieces here as Jotchi and Sheer managed to find an escape route far away from BLG. But BLG know that they don't need to continue getting kills on FPX members. They need to progress the game, and that's a free turret in the mid.
Baron gives you, but equally, the way FPX are playing here, they might be looking to find a little pick.
I mean, I like it. When you're down this far ahead in gold, you got to go for these cheese bush plays, and Jway is going to punt Knight right back into Jotchi's face. Big shutdown bounty goes over to Kair's pockets, and now BLG, without their main Emperor, he's going to be gone for another 35 seconds. He has teleport, but this could be FPX's window to start the Otacon and just take it without a contest.
They have to start it, but it won't be without a contest.
Oh, another pick on is that Shadow?
Shadow's down.
Oh my god, that's big! FPX! They took out the jungler. Now there's no smite available unless On can swap to a spellbook smite. But remember, this is a weaker version, so it's going to be harder to pull off. IYY sends it. Cataclysm flash out to make sure that L can't go anywhere. FPX are turning it around. On and Bin have to salvage the fight here. On finds one onto Sheer, flashing forward before Kair. He's down below 200 HP. Bin, it's got to be
in. Here comes Knight.
Here comes Knight. They stalled out the fight long enough. Can the Emperor, the golden left hand, turn it around and save BLG's game from
CC?
He gets blown up. FPX are surviving and salvaging what should have been a done and dusted game and have closed the gold lead.
And once again, with a flash engage, takes onto Shadow, knows that Kair can follow up with that seismic shove, and now they're fighting on live as well.
Oh my god, they picked off Shadow again, Rude. FPX, they're pulling off miracles. It just might be unfortunately too late because the prime of this composition has kind of passed that mid-game point, but IYY is going to send it anyway with Kair. They're going to look for anything that they can get. The seismic shove still clips Elk, doesn't take him out completely. Kair was forced to flash. Jway falling up now, but here comes Bin with the Call of the Forge God right on top. Equalizer trying to add into the hot pot. Knight trying to decide whether he wants to fight this one or not. Kair surrounded now by Bin and Shadows. He's going to get chomped and bitten down to pieces. Now FPX are on the retreat. They've lost their mid laners all down to protecting Jotchi on the way out. Knight trying to pursue him with the Sand Soldier, slowing him down. They've done away with the front line, and Jotchi's got nowhere else to go. And BLG got a little bit messy a couple minutes ago, but they cleaned up the fight. They get the ace on the FPX, and they can now break open the base. Yeah,
look at how many people they lost as well, Rafa. Absolutely nobody. It's a clean ace, a swift one at that. And, you know, we had a little bit of a mess around the Atacon. Knight gets caught, and we give FPX a little bit of hope. But as soon as we reset, get 5 people back out on the map, BLG, with this better team fighting composition, are able to punish the overextension from FPX. Elk finally had his flashback up and finally was able to get out of a Cataclysm. And fake turnaround, now wail away on the Baron. You can see with the Vision Observer toggling here that there is just no way in for FPX. Jotchi likely to use the Curtain Call to find a way in for IYY.
Decent pick onto Knight, but he slides right back into the safety of the Baron pit. IYY's in there, but Shadow secures the Baron. Curtain Call bullets are flying, trying to get some decent damage into the members of BLG. On goes down, thanks to Jway, but traded immediately back on the Sheer and Jway himself. Shadow picks up the double, and now they are on the hunt, pursuing Jotchi. The pillar forces him to flash. The Weaver's Wall will cut off some of the escape routes of BLG as they were trying to lock down remaining carries of FPX, but Shadow is cruising and styling. He's astro gliding on his former teammates in FPX as he doesn't give a damn about which turret he crosses. He is ensuring that Kair will fall, and BLG will now have the victory march to end game 1.
Yeah, and for Shadow as well, what a game number 1 up against your old team, right? This is a team that he's expected to come away out on strong terms with, but 10-2-9 on the trundle
of this turret before it does eventually fall. But IYY did take a lot of poke damage from the members of BLG, and now being able to shepherd in the minion wave in the mid lane while the rest of BLG tend to the minion wave in the bot lane. This should be an eventual siege that does break open the base completely for FPX.
This is the situation where you want to look at your engage tools that FPX have drafted to try and find you a fight.
Well, they're going to find a fight, but not on their own terms here, Rude. IYY sends in for the Cataclysm just to get blown up. Sheer falls next. Curtain Call in the face of Shadow as he gets flung back with the seismic shove. Almost brings him down, but not enough to make it another death and kill for the side of FPX. Knight was trying to slide on in to see if he could catch Jotchi, maybe a little too close. The Weaver's Wall will cut him off, but Bin is so tanky that he is not going to care at all. And now the rest of BLG should be able to make short work of these Nexus towers. The teleport coming in for another reinforcement wave of BLG's mid laner as he swoops on in. The Emperor's Divide into Flash will put an end to FPX, and that is game 1 in the books.
Bad time, yeah.
Flash ults on something like Lucian, he can't really avoid. And then, yeah, the Annie has been left up this whole time. Knight is a very good Annie. He won MSI 2020.
I think especially if he'd stolen that, could have been a bit dicey. Until his zone clear as a result, because Shadow's now level 4. And he can turn topside. Sheer is now in danger. Where's the Hallowed Mist? Flash is on the other side. Flash on the other side to make sure the Thundering Blow insect comes on through. The jungler of many years ago approves.
Shadow against his previous team, not flustered at all. I think he's been very confident. I think that his vibes have been good, and maybe that's what actually makes a bigger difference.
I think the Shadow just got spotted there, but the pass is still coming on down. Wind becomes lightning, in they go. And they're going to get more damage down to Sheer, who tries to flash now, but there's still a free Talon Strike, and Shadow's going to pick that one up. Sorry, make that Elk. Damage back onto Braum, who flashes away, i.e. flashes to secure himself. Has got the Conqueror stack, maybe can look for the turnaround. Free Talon Strike, though. There's no real way out of this. Double shots coming on through. They want to get this over to Elk if they can, and they will allow that to happen. Shadow with the Wind becomes lightning again, jumping onto Dway, who has to hook away.
Oh, you wouldn't expect them to get that, but on good accuracy with the Winter Spike. Unfortunately, the ult can kill with a combo.
Oh, the pullback!
Gets the kill. Knight not having a good Annie game. Not fantastic series from him in general. Had a good series yesterday. His Talia was awesome, but Knight been off form for a little while now. I think his which I find particularly funny.
He's a very lovable bloke, is Shadow.
No, Shadow's great. And so, funnily enough, we were how happy and joyous he can be. Sheer does have Flash, but it's not going to be that easy to get away from this gank. Has to go under turret. It's not a safe place to be.
Does clear out the way, but that means he has no Hallowed Mist and just dies. Nice roam. Knight gets involved, and BLG get themselves a kill.
Shadow, still 100% kill participation. 1 kill, 3 assists. And 0 dams given. He's been very, very strong in this early game.
Oh, Jachi! No longer 100% kill participation because the bot lane find their duo.
2v1 in the mid lane. Jachi also has Flash and he has Malignant, so could have some big flanking, big AoE teamfights. Jachi lining up for the fight. Where is the Aurora coming in? Hops over the wall. I don't think he's spotted. Shadow might have to pull an early ult if there's a burst play.
Oh, my days, yeah. Goodbye, Dway. Did not get to be all that tanky there. It's got the spellbook, the turnaround, and it's a steal on the Herald. Care gonna hop on out and got between worlds. They won't be able to actually pick up the eye of the Herald, but nice steal from Care there.
I mean, Shadow's a weird one. He's winning smites, but he doesn't cast smite, and Care still gets the eye. They don't protect it. Care, daylight robbery.
Oh, wow. Now Shadow's in danger because Care can come across the veil. They're trying to jump on him. He doesn't have between worlds anymore, so they just jump on the Bunny Rabbit. Vengeance secured. Holy Spear. Holy Spear of Antioch comes on down, and this thief is indeed dead, i.e. just goes owie, and will likely deep the double shot and does. Light Slinger guns it. Well, it's not quite noon. It's 12:25 here.
Ends up getting another combo. Great flash forward from Shadow to force it back on the other way of it, but like this is weird.
Comes on down, can't quite get the kill, and now Ken needs to reset. He's been trying to reset for and he's absolutely blasted for it. Goes between worlds, but you know what's on the other side of that veil? It's the death of the rabbit. Teleport burned as well. Okay, just complete the back, man.
After the Herald push in bot lane to see if they get a flank. Look at the vision control on the minimap. There is 1 blue ward across the river, and it's in top Tribrush. That's all they have. Shadow misses the W onto Jachi. Might be able to walk forwards anyway. Oh, it's a dead Kai'Sa.
Glacial Fisher tried to read the ult away, but does manage to escape. But this game's not been about Jachi. Died that one time in the 1v2 mid lane, which was a bit embarrassing, but that's kind of been it.
It was 2021 or 2020, but it was around that kind of era, right?
But he's been playing a while across multiple regions.
Well, 2019 was still Splice, it wasn't Mad Lions. So it would have been 2020. Definitely 2020. That's, yeah. Got any favorite memories of Shadow? It's been a while since I've watched him play in terms of, watched him play in those early days. Of course, I watched him plenty of times over in NIP and the likes of that. Actually did quite well over there in his last times playing on that roster. And FPX is decent as well. Still has Flash. He's really getting bullied about, though.
Shadow needs to perhaps be a little wary. The exhaust turnaround makes things interesting. Try to jump onto Shadow. Does get to press the crescent gun. Needs to get some healing. It's blown up as a flash forwards to get the weirding down works. BLG too far. Lose 2. Now Jachi gets to go to the backline. Bin is low. He's going to take another passive auto. But here finally comes Elk. Maybe look to turn things around. Flashing on forward for the piercing light. The auto for culling. The brutality as Elk brings 2 down. Vengeance secured for his jungle support. Care may need to take Care, but I don't know whether they'll stop his ankles being snapped. A lucky rabbit's foot on the board here for Elk, who wants the triple, but not before Knight incinerates him as Zombie Annie.
Oh, that culling would make a farmer weep. Like a scythe to the corn, cuts down 2 members in a single culling. Elk turns up and turns the play. It's not a bad turn onto Shadow at the start of it from FPX, but they can't finish the fight before BLG call in the big guns for Knight. Has gone for the Shadow Flame second as well. The extra pen on his boots from the Feats of Strength 2 as well. Infinity Edge for Elk. If it was bad before, it is going to get oh so much worse.
Got a lot of bounty gold off those last 2 kills, and I mean that more metaphorically. The teleport comes on in, but it's going to be a very, very lonely journey. Oh, Sheer, that TP sucked.
So we had the culling of the wheats, and now we've had the shearing of the sheep. Sheer, these choke points. Shadow, Elk, gonna start 2-manning this. You've got Braum, you've got Annie with flash up, who can seriously damage someone else. Bin might get engaged onto, currently a 3v1 onto him, but it'll be at the cost of the Baron. He flashes out.
Trying to jump away, Bin. Speedy flash from Jachi finally brings him life.
Knight gets the kill back, though, and Jachi gets tagged by the Q, forced the cleanse out of him. Knight no flash now. Can they follow up any further? Care, decent combo back. But all of this chasing is happening while BLG get themselves a free Baron. Bin spends so much time letting them chase, it causes too many issues for them. On might have gone too far, but he has a locket and will stay safe.
Locket value very high there. To reset, they pick off a couple extras. Chachi being down the double summoners. Important there. Lead to too much. Knight hovering over the angle here.
Actually, MSI 23 was absolutely insane. I had the pleasure of watching that live in London. The Prey Seeker Void Seeker rather, does not steal the dragon. That means it's Infernal Soul to BLG. By the way, we kind of overlooked that. The Lord Dominus regards. Care on a flank, spotted out by Control Ward. Might go for the big flank. Aye, tons of damage onto him. And Nautilus is dead. Nautilus is just dead. Care on the flank. Bursted as well.
Brutal stuff. All the while, Lucian just shoving down this bot lane. The 2 members down. 3v5. Can FPX find any way to stop the Bilibili gaming onslaught?
Hard to see it now. No mid laner. I think that Aurora was the key to getting any turnaround, and the key is snapped off in the lock. The door is shut. He flashes forward. Elk caught out. They have the Infernal Soul. Elk might go down.
Oh, it does indeed, but they'll lose the Wukong all the while. Now Jachi alone on the backline with no summoners. Goes down as Knight picks up the double. Nexus turret's under siege. Bilibili gaming 2-0. Shadow still on honeymoon form, clearly.
Shadow flashes up the FunPlus Phoenix Samo. His previous team, yeah, maybe losing out on the divorce a little bit. BLG, though, they've got a new hubby. Shadow.